All right, everybody. Welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Talon Jenkins, joined with our host. We got Ryan Gilbert and Joel Meyer. Gentlemen, how the hell are we doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. Friday night, it's the weekend. Flyers out a nice back-to-back here. And I don't know about you guys, you two and the hosts and the listeners as well, but like that intro song really it gets me going every time. It was a great find by you, Talon, so I'm doing good here.
Well, I'm not doing good. I'm sober, I'm tired, and I'm fucking pissed off. I made 15 bets yesterday. 13 of them lost.
Woo.
The worst day I've ever had in hockey, at least as far as I can remember. I mean, I don't know how it happens. Literally, everything that could have gone bad went bad. And, you know, there are a bunch of bad bets in there, but a bunch of bad luck. That's the only way that happens. But, yeah, and I'm feeling that. Didn't bet a single thing today. Just pissed off. But hopefully another night of sleep will make the bad memories go away, and we can get back to winning ways here. Like I've said a few times now, like this is always a bad time for me. And I was doing good. I was being selective, picking and choosing my bets. But no, last night like I fell for the bait. I liked way too many things, and I launched everything into all of them, and I paid the price. Fuck me, man. February and March in hockey are just brutal.
I think 9 of 11 underdogs ones. You know, 9 out of 11. There's got to be some conspiracy theory there.
Yeah, I was way too chalky, I guess.
Oh, I didn't even know. Hello, darkness, my old friends. We are come to you again. Sounded where the sun is silent. It was a fucking terrible slate. 9/11 conspiracy theory. That was awful. I'm glad we're all on the same page here. But you know what? It wasn't just us three. Everybody in the Discord lost a shitload of money too. So at least misery.
Probably because they're tailing us.
Well, maybe. Yeah. I guess.
Joel, we didn't get any comments about how much people loved the show after last night. But last week when we were winning, we got a bunch of people loving the show. That's how it goes.
Funny how that works, eh? They love you when you're up, and they kick them when they're down. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. But yeah, last night was a bit of a kick in the pills for everybody. I think we all pretty much had a tough go. But misery loves company, man. And we always say it. What happens when you fall off the horse? You get back on the horse, my friends. And that's what we're ready to do tonight. All right, let's jump into this here. We got what's going on? We're tons of stuff going on in the world of sports. There we go. Check out the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Or not the Hockey Gambling Podcast. The Sports Gambling Podcast Network website. That's the place to be. Tons of stuff in the world of sports. We got 13 games in the NHL. We got to run through for the Saturday slate tomorrow, so that's going to be absolutely electric. What else is going on? There's NBA. Joel, you said earlier soccer is a thing. Are you ripping some soccer tomorrow morning?
Yeah, a big game between Leipzig and Bayern Munich.
Nice.
But yeah, that's the one thing that's had me in a good mood. Is Bayer Leverkusen won today. Nice 2-1 victory. I got my 50-1 ticket on them to win the Bundesliga, so that definitely cheered the spirits for a couple hours at least. We're well on our way to a heroic victory there in German soccer.
I love it when you say Bundesliga. I don't know, there's something about it just gets me all. Ryan, you say Bundesliga.
Bundesliga.
It's fun. Buddy, you say it like the most American of all time. That's brutal. All right. Anyways, whatever.
The Bundesliga.
No, the Bundesliga. Like
Bundesliga.
Like Liederhausen, but Bundesliga. I don't know. Tons of stuff in the world of sports. You can find all the information at the SGPN website. Be sure to go check it out. What else is going on? Be sure to listen to all the other shows. Everybody's absolutely killing it. And check out all the articles. Check out Ryan's fantasy hockey articles that he's pumping out weekly. Those are absolutely sweet. And of course, man, shout out to all our friends and pals in the Discord. Discord's popping off. We're having a great time in there. We were all miserable. There's a bunch of miserable old sacks in there yesterday. That was always a good time. But you know what? If there's anybody else I'd rather be losing with, it's all of our friends and pals are in the Discord. So hell yeah. Shout out to all our friends and pals in the Discord. If you're not in there, maybe you're making money after last night, but who knows? If you want to get in there, you can reach out to myself or Ryan on Twitter. We'll be sure to point you in the right direction. Only friends on Twitter. That's just such great friends on Twitter. What else is going? You can reach out to the HGP Twitter account, social media assistant producer. We'll get you going as well. Or what you can do is just go into the shadows, man. Just go into the darkness and go into the black. And once you're in the black, the suffering, the pain, the anguish, the intolerant, just the terrible, you'll find our very own Joel Meyer in there just suffering as well. And you guys can suffer together. It's like the AFI song, I Hope You Suffer. You guys can be in there suffering together, baby. And when you're suffering and hating and just bleeding, you can be like, hey, you know what cheer me up is getting in the Discord. And then you guys can get in the Discord and you can come under the light a little bit together. You know, that's cute.
Yeah, I ditched the toque. I had to go back to Darth Sidious for show off my compliment or whatever. And you mentioned only friends on Twitter. What about mes amis? Me.
Tout le monde, et l'amour. Everybody loved me on Twitter. We'll get into that maybe a little bit later. But Habs fans are just my best friends, and always welcome to make friends with some Montreal Canadiens fans on Twitter. So we'll touch on that maybe a little bit later. We'll see how we're doing for time.
Yeah, get in the Discord, follow on Twitter at HockeySGPN, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff on YouTube. Subscribe on Apple and Spotify as well. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. We actually got some YouTube comments that I quite enjoyed from our last few shows here. From 2 shows ago, Matthew Hennings commented, "Oh man, every episode needs to end with at least one Talon joke." Laughing emoji.
Oh, no.
So that was the joke. Oh no! And then we also had Doug Reed comment on last one. Said, "Talon, be nice at home. LOL. Love the kitty coat." I think he's talking about your hoodie there. So been a big fan of Bowie and your hoodie.
They're corgis on the hoodie, but I respect it. I appreciate that, Doug. Thank you very much.
I thought they were foxes.
Oh my God, you uncultured swines! I guess you're not British. You're German, so yeah, you probably wouldn't know. All right, let's go into our lock dogs and totals from that. Oh my gosh, do we have to? Can we skip this?
You saved us. I thought we went 0-9, but
we almost did. We had probably the worst outing that we have had collectively as a show. All 3 of us fucking were pretty goddamn brutal. I went 1-2, down 2.13 units. Ryan went 0-3, down 4 units. Jolie went 0-3, down 4 units. This was literally the worst, and we were so goddamn optimistic. And even looking back at it, I love every one of our picks. I think we should have went 9 for 9 here. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, that was a tough go. I'll kick us off, I guess. I had Tampa Bay in regulation versus Washington -125. What did it say? The Bolts have won 8 of their past 10 games in regulation coming into this. Yeah, they just got the piss kicked out of them by Washington. What was it, like a 5-2 final or something like that? For my dog, Florida in regulation versus Carolina +160. This one was a bit of a gamble, but Florida was on a 6-game winning streak. 5 of those 6 games heading into this game were in regulation. And truth be told, that goal should have counted.
Yeah.
That wasn't offside. Wow. That was bullshit.
It was offside, but still bad luck.
Just kicking the pills. I was tracking. I'm like, shit. It was like a 0-0 game. It goes up 1-0 with like 2 minutes left for Florida. I'm like, hell yeah, we're in the clear. No goal gets called back, and then Carolina scores in regulation as well. So just a double kick in the pills.
And in bizarro world, the Hurricanes end up winning in regulation, scoring with 30 seconds left.
I know. Isn't that insane? Like, whatever, bro. And then thankfully, there is a God, it must be Lent or something, but someone came through for us, a shining light that was none other than the Toronto Maple Leafs. I had the over 6 in the Leafs-Vegas Golden Knights game, -115. Them fucking Leafers, buddy, just putting the biscuit in the basket. They've scored so many goals as of late. What was it, like a 7-2 final? Aiden Hill got yanked after the first period after 4 goals. Honestly, this one wasn't really ever in doubt. So, hell yeah. Thank you very much, Jesus. Or should I say
Matthews?
And Austin Matthews.
Time goal. It's the shining knight.
They don't ask how, baby. They ask how many.
Yeah, for me, my lock was the Stars -155 at the Senators. Never good taking a road favorite looking in hindsight, but it's the Stars. They got outshot 30-15 somehow. I don't know how to do that. My dog, Lightning on the puck line. I thought about taking the Red Wings. Should have just gone with that, but Lightning lost, and then my total Islanders Blues over 6.5. Blues kept up their end of the bargain. They scored 4. Islanders had 38 shots and no goals. So Binnington was on one there. So another 0-3 for me.
I went 0-3 as well. Obviously, my lock and the total were in the same game. At first, I thought that I was going to be boned with the Avalanche money line here because Justus Adanen was the guy starting, and he doesn't have a good track record at all. I'd much prefer Georgiev, but he wasn't the problem at all. I don't know what's going on with Cale Makar. He doesn't have a point in 8 games. He's never had like 4 or 5 games without a point before. Now he's gone 8 without it. So I don't know if he's hurt or what's going on there. Rantanen was absolutely god awful. McKinnon was the only one.
It's going to be 9 after tomorrow too. Like, this is going to be tough.
No, he's going to break out. The Leafs are a good opportunity there. And then I had the total. I had the over 6.5. Not even close. Like I said, I don't know, it was pretty good. But even if it was Georgiev, I don't think that this would have gone over. Pretty low event game. And my dog was Islanders regulation plus 135. Horrific bet in hindsight. I thought it was bad because the Islanders go to fucking overtime all the time, but this didn't even get close to overtime. The Blues won this one 5-0, I think. But yeah, they just stormed through in the second period, and the Islanders were never in it after that.
Damn. Dag nabbit. All right, which one of you ad boys is fucking doing this shit? How are we doing this? What's going on here?
I'll do the first one.
Are we going back to Australia?
No fucking accents. No stupid accents. It didn't work at all last show. Okay.
Buddy, can you put a smile on before you do this? Holy shit, Joel. What the hell?
I'm not in a good mood, all right? But
shit.
You know what will get you in a good mood?
What?
Game Time.
Woo.
Game Time is a great place to buy tickets. Last time I was trying to get see a show on Alderaan, but unfortunately somebody zapped it, so I couldn't get to see it. But thankfully Game Time came through and got me tickets to the big game there.
You zapped it.
Yeah, shit, that's right. My bad. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Browse through the Game Time app and talk about upcoming events in your area. What are some things you like about the Game Time app experience? Flash deals, last minute tickets, easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area, images of seat views, lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. Game Time is the place for last minute ticket deals. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SGPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. NBA, NHL, soccer, and college basketball. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. My favorite underdog pick'em for today's show is the Wild to beat the Oilers because they're winning. SGPN is teaming up with Underdog to give you even more of a bonus. Sign up between now and the end of the month, and 5 winners will receive an Underdog hat, Underdog shirt, and $50 SGPN gift card. Sign up today using promo code SGPN and then go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/dog to enter the contest for your chance to win. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. My word.
Buddy.
All right.
Just a battle, eh? Just a battle to get through that.
I'm sweating now.
All right, boys. That was well done. But you know what? This is a whole goddamn new slate. We had a tough go last show. There's no way around that. But that's going to happen. That's our life. This is what we live for. And we're getting right back at it. Gentlemen, we got a 13-game slate set for Saturday, February 24th. Are we ready to rock and roll here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, Gilbert. That fires me up. Joel Meyer, can I get an oh yeah from you here?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'll take that from Joel. Did the goddamn Galactic Empire give up when the first Death Star got blown up?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So give me an oh, yeah, because we're getting back on the Ewok, baby.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. All right. First game on the docket here at the 12 p.m. time slot. We got the St. Louis Blues against the Detroit Red Wings. Game itself is in Detroit here. St. Louis on the money line sitting at plus 114. Detroit on the money line at minus 135. The over-unders is 6.5. Both over-under paying off minus 110 here. St. Louis at one point was one of the hotter teams in the NHL over the past couple of weeks. They've kind of slimmed down a little bit here. They've still got a decent record, although they are 6-4-0 in their past 10. The Detroit Red Wings, honestly, I kind of had an epiphany today. This team might make the playoffs, bro. And I've been shitting all over them all goddamn year, but they just find ways to win. They had grinded out that win yesterday against Colorado 2-1 in overtime here, getting up to 2 points. It's pretty big. They're in a battle, man. But you know what? The thing about it being in a battle is that you play your best hockey when you're doing it consistently down the stretch. And that's what we're seeing here. Alex Lyon is confirmed to play for this game. He has a 2.75 goals against average, 0.914 save percentage. This Detroit team has been sick at home, dude. 16-8-5, currently on a 3-game winning streak. I'm all over the Wings in this game. Minus 135. I kind of love that play. I wanted to bet them in regulation. We were looking at regulation odds at a certain book, and we could only get plus 100, and that's not really that great. So I might take a little bit of gamble and play the puck line here at minus 1.5, plus 164. I think that they're playing better hockey than St. Louis. I think they're the better all-around team than St. Louis as well. So I'm all over Detroit in this game as far as over-under goes. If this was James goddamn Reimer, I'd be playing the over, but it's not. It's Alex Lyon, Jordan Binnington. I am taking the under 6.5, minus 110.
Yeah, this game just absolutely blows. I am on the under with this talent there. I have Alex Lyons confirmed, Binnington coming off a shutout. It's the under. I can't trust either of these teams. Yeah, that's interesting talent going off on a limb there, saying the Red Wings might make the playoffs at minus 225 to do so. That's an insane price.
Shut up.
That's an insane price.
I didn't know. I just think for the beginning of the year we were shitting on the Red Wings, and so you know what, Ryan? I'll fucking bet you minus 245 to suck a dick.
Yeah, this game, these two teams are a good case for NHL is talking about expansion, more teams. No, fewer teams, less teams. NHL reduction. Go back to 30 teams. Go down to 28 teams. There's too many teams. Too many teams make the playoffs. Neither of these teams should make the playoffs, and they're both currently in a playoff spot right now. I hate them both. Take the under 6.5 at minus 110.
Some bold words there.
Dilly.
I'll stand by it.
What did he say? I'll take that.
That's only for the YouTube people, so watch the show. All right. Yeah, this game is on early for a reason because nobody wants to watch this shit show of a game. Thankfully, it is on early. It's not going to distract anyone from all the massive games coming up. Like, this is probably the best slate of the whole year. Like, if you just look at all the great teams playing one another, and some rivalries too with the Battle of Alberta. Yeah, for this one though, it's another fraud bowl. I don't like either team, but I guess the Red Wings are better, and give me the Red Wings too, I guess. I'm not betting this game. Lean to the over as well, but Alex Lyon has been kind of a thorn in my side. Like, the Red Wings games, they'd be a lot more overs if he wasn't in goal. He's been very solid goalie back there. So no play for me. Let's lean Red Wings, lean over.
Okay. Our social media assistant producer will be very happy to hear that, Jolie. Hell yeah. Okay, moving down to the 2 p.m. time slot. We got the Montreal Canadiens, the Habitat Bleu Blanc et Rouge, just the greatest fans in all of the world, against the New Jersey Devils. Game itself is in New Jersey here. Montreal sitting at plus 190 on the money line. The Devils minus 230. Devils on the puck line at minus 1.5, sitting at plus 105. The over-unders at 6.5. Over paying off minus 120. The under plus 100. Rye Guy, why don't you take this one away, buddy? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I think that I wouldn't trust any of the 6 goalies employed by both of these teams to make a save for my life. So I'm going with the over 6.5 at minus 120. Red Wings coming off a 5-1 loss, 6-2 loss before that to the Capitals, 6-3 win before that against the Flyers. But Lindy Ruff coming out, I'm not sure if it was today or last night, saying like the media is putting too much pressure on the power play. That tough media in New Jersey, the big hockey market that is Newark, New Jersey. The over 6.5 minus 120. It's a Devils game. They're one of the best over teams in the league. Canadians have also gone not over recently, but lost 4-1, lost 3-2. See a very back and forth, high scoring game here. This could be take a ladder over 7.5, over 8.5. Could see like a 6-5 overtime game, even with both teams having some decent goal scorers. No one nearly as good as Austin Matthews, but if you combine 3 of their players, they're that good.
Don't say that. What are you doing? You're gonna get some trouble.
Yeah, over 6.5 minus 120, and a slight lean to the Habs at plus 190, just because I don't trust the Devils at minus 230.
Yeah, Devils are finally getting healthy a little bit. Siegenthaler's back, still missing Dougie of Hamilton, of course. But the rest of the crew's together. But this is not the team we saw last year. I think a lot of it has to do with the absence of Andrew Brunette and his effect on the power play is apparent. The Devils do not have the same power play they had last year, that's for sure. And yeah, they're just missing a lot of the same jump they had under their old assistant coach. So it's not just about bad goaltending. That's not the only reason why this team is struggling. And it's not just the injuries either. I just don't like what I'm seeing from this team in general. So for that reason, yeah, they are too big of a favorite. So I actually quite like the Canadians here. Plus 190. It's some decent value. I think they win more often than this price suggests. So give me the Canadians. I know they've lost a few in a row, but they played well in those games, especially against the Sabres. I thought that they were the better team in that one. Unfortunate to lose it as plus 130 dogs, but I think they'll get back on track here at in Jersey and lean to the over. But yeah, I mean, Nico Dawes has been okay, I guess. Okay for a Devils goalie, let me put it that way. And Montembeault should be in net for the Canadians, right? So he's been okay as well. So it's just a lean to the over. I think the Canadians play a better defense than some people give them credit for. So that's why I'm not strong on that. But I like the Canadians here to win the game.
I would like to preface this with a little shout out and a message to my boy, Tommy Fitzgerald. What are we doing? Just make the Markstrom deal. You need a goalie. Get a goddamn goalie. Points are ticking. Points are being shaved away. If you want any chance of making playoffs, you have to go get a goddamn goalie. And there was talks last week that a Markstrom deal was in the work, but it kind of fell apart due to salary retention and shit like this. Just get your guy, bro. Just get your guy. He's signed for next year. You have him for at least 2 years. Let the cards fall where they may after that. You need a goddamn goalie. This New Jersey team needs saves, man. The fact that they're not in playoffs is absolutely embarrassing. Now, as per this actual game here, dude, I can't bet the Habs. There's not a chance in hell I'm betting this Habs team ever again. And you know what? This Habs team is terrible, okay? All you got to do is look at Martin St. Louis before and after he took this coaching job. This guy has had this team for about 3/4 of a year right now, and his hair has already gone grayer than fucking Gandalf, for Christ's sakes, all right? Like, the amount of stress and keep in mind, Martin St. Louis is a goddamn champion. This guy is a winner. This guy has won at every level he's ever played in, and he's a gamer. He's a competitor. So for him to sit around and just watch his team lay egg after egg every night, Julie's talking about defensive play. I don't know if I agree with that, but either way, they're not getting goals. They're not getting saves. They're not great on the DN. Power play sucks. Penalty kills shit. I can't help but feel for the guy, but there's no way in hell I can go with the Habs in this game, bro. So regulation, New Jersey, that's even a bit tough. New Jersey themselves, they score a decent amount of goals. So maybe a New Jersey team total over the number, whether that's like 3.5 or something, I don't hate. And then I'm kind of leaning towards the over in this game, 6.5. Okay, moving down to the 2 p.m. time slot, we got the Tampa Bay Lightning against the New York Islanders. Game itself is in New York. Tampa Bay on the money line sitting at minus 115. Islanders on the money line at minus 105. The over-unders is 6.5. Over paid off minus 108. The under minus 112 here. We got a battle of a couple Russian goalies going at it. We always love that on the show, so that's good to see. Unfortunately, neither of them have been playing up to the capabilities all season long. Look at Vasilevsky's numbers at 2.98 goals against average, 0.896 save percentage. That sucks. And Ilya Sorokin, who was absolutely dynamite last year and pretty much every year in his career, he's not having a great year this year, man. A 3.14 goals against average, a 0.909 save percentage, a little bit to be desired here. Doesn't help when you got fucking Patrick Waugh holding the goalie with 11 minutes left, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, I love to see it. I missed that.
Dude, if I'm Lou Lamoriello, I'm walking down there and I'm holding a pair of shoes and a bag of cement, and I'm just being like, buddy, hey, never again. We cannot let this fly. Like, well, I know it's your thing or whatever, but we cannot let the shenanigans happen right now. Tampa Bay has been on a 3-game losing streak there. I think they're on a 3-game home losing streak as well. It's been a little bit ugly there in Tampa, but I think they're the better team. You know, yes, they rely a lot on Kucherov to kind of drag them kicking and screaming here. I've made my thoughts on that very apparent, but I think they should be able to get it done on the road here against the Islanders. They're a terrible road team, though. I don't know. This is kind of a toughie. It shouldn't be, but I'm going to take the Bolts minus 115 over under in this game. I'm going to go over, but I don't like it. Reluctantly.
Yeah. For this one, I don't really have a strong play on the side. The more I look at it, the more I like the Islanders somehow minus 105. I'll come home from a 2-game road trip, but past 10 games, they have the 11th best expected goals 4%. Lightning down there at 16. So, kind of close, but I do like what Waz kind of doing there. I think Sorokin can outplay Vasilevsky, especially with all of Tampa Bay's injuries to Sergachev. Also looks like Chernak and Hayden Fleury are both questionable. 2 other defensemen there that are going to be big pieces for them. So I would lean to the Islanders minus 105. If that gets the plus money, I might have to end up taking that. But I do quite like the over 6.5 minus 108. As Talon said, neither goalie is playing up to their potential. And also, as Talon said, both of these head coaches have no problem pulling the goalie, with 5 minutes to go and then pulling the goalie again, even if they give up an empty net goal. So it could be like a 3-2 game that ends up being 5-3 because of 2 empty netters.
We might see the whole third period just 6-on-6.
Why not?
Do it. Yeah, Tanner Jeannot is also missing for the Lightning. Important piece there. Yeah, it's Islanders or nothing for me in terms of the side. I've been mentioning the Islanders, how they're playing more offensively than the old ways, and I'm sticking with that, even though they didn't score once against the damn Blues. I think they'll plot a few here against the Lightning. So yeah, give me the over, lean to the Isles. I don't think that you guys are giving Sorokin enough credit. I know that he doesn't have the best GAA, but in terms of his save percentage, whatever, I think it's respectable considering how many shots he was seeing early on in the season. Like, he was the only one keeping a minute. Like, the Islanders defense is brutal. And it's not really much better now. Even with Pelech and Pulock in the lineup, I still think that we'll see a more offensive game. So give me goals in this one. And lean to the Isles, I guess, too. And and Patrick Waugh, why not? You're on the power play. You're down 3-0. Why not just pull the goalie? It's not like it was 5-on-5. You score one there, and then you're back in the game.
Yeah, but
so you lose 4-0 instead of 3-0.
Why can't you just score on the power play though, and then make it a 2-goal game without pulling?
It's
your
easier
goalie,
to score
right?
6-on-4.
Is it though, or do you start overthinking? I don't know. Maybe. I get it. It's definitely out of the box, right? You got to give credit for that. And that's out of the box. No one's ever said Patrick Waugh has ever been outside of a box. He's always, you know what I mean?
Balls deep.
Yeah, he's balls deep, baby. Let's go. I can't be vulgar anymore because some dipshit in the fucking comments will be all pissy. So lick my sack. All right, moving on to the 3 p.m. time slot. We got the New York Rangers against the Philadelphia Flyers. Should be a hell of a game here. Game itself is in Philly. Rangers on the money line sit at minus 135. The Flyers on the money line at plus 114. Over under sitting at 6. Over sitting at minus 110. The under minus 110. Gilbert, going back to you here, buddy. Should be a hell of a game. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, it should be a great game. I have a lot emotionally invested in this Flyers team. Also financially, of course, but I want to take the Flyers here plus 114. The more I look at it, the more I think I might. Past 10 games, the Flyers have the second best Corsi for percentage at 54.7. So that's shot attempts, with the Rangers down there at the eighth worst at 46.27%. So, sorry, should I go for shots on goal? Is that better?
I thought we were
Would
done.
that be better?
I thought we were done with Corsi. I thought you nerds moved from Corsi to expected goals to PDO. Every year it's something new with you guys. All right.
Okay. Expected goals for percent Flyers are 8th, and Rangers are the 6th worst in the last 10 games. So it all points to the Flyers here, and the Rangers. They've been getting outshot 40-18 by the Devils, 1-5-1, outshot 42-26 by the Stars, 1-3-1. But the Rangers always come into the Farg and just embarrass the Flyers with an early goal, and go on to an easy win. So it's always tough to back the Flyers against the Rangers, but I might end up doing it here. But more so, I do like the under 6 at minus 110. It was a 3-1 game in the first meeting this season. The Rangers scored 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. It ended up being a 3-1 game. So Shesterkin kind of found his game a little bit last time out against the Stars, and then again against the Devils, making 39 saves on 40 shots. Sam Erston has been good as well. Flyers are not exactly healthy, but they're getting Tyson Forster back, who is one of the better defensive forwards on the team and in the league. So I love the under 6 at minus 110. and a lean to the Flyers at plus 114.
The Rangers are regressing to what they were last year, which is last 2 years, really, which is an excellent, having an excellent goaltender, but having a shit 5-5 play. And it's to be fair, it's working for them now. They're won 9 games in a row, and Shesterkin ever since the All-Star break, he's been on fire.
Rangers
definitely gained confidence from that. But yeah, I don't want them to win this game, but I don't have a feel or a thought as to who will win this game at these odds here. I guess I'll lean the Flyers if I have to lean anywhere. But it's definitely not strong on anything. Lean to the under as well. Fuck it. The Rangers, they're having trouble creating offense, but their defense is maybe not their defense. It's just their goaltender. Their goaltender is preventing plenty goals from going in. So just lean to the under 6, but I'm not going to be betting this game. Just hope the Flyers win.
Yeah, it's tough. Like Ryan brought up some great points when you talk about the Corsi and the expected goals and the goal save above expected, and the way
you have your Corgi jacket.
He's gonna have a Corsi jacket. And maybe the Rangers have been being outplayed as of late. It's almost like they should have lost a couple games, but they didn't, and they're still on a 9-game goddamn heater because that's how hockey works, baby. You don't always win the games you deserve to win, and sometimes great teams find a way to just grind out 2 points, and that's what we're seeing with this Rags team here. Julie brought up a great point. Shesterkin's been absolutely lights out since the All-Star break, so that's been great to see here. I'm all over the Rangers in this game, dude. I really like them to go in there and make it 10. Ryan touched on it. They have a good history of going into Wells Fargo there and just beating the meat out the Flyers, kicking their ass a little bit. With that being said, this should be a really great game. The Rangers have been pretty good offensively, and the Flyers have been unreal defensively this year. You look at their penalty kill percentage is second in the league, which is important because the Rangers do have a great power play as well. So it's going to be a tight one. I do like the under in this game. I'm kind of with you guys when it comes to that. On a little side note here, Ryan, I heard Darren Drager reported that there's some talk that the Rangers are considering extending some free agents, like Sean Walker and who's that other guy, the centerman that you got, the Ontario boy. What's his name?
I mean, Scott Lawton is already under contract.
Okay. Well,
so it is Sean Walker. There's
another guy,
Nick Seeler.
Okay. Are you okay with that? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No, Flyers have to trade Sean Walker. I think they're just leaking that they're negotiating to try to drive up prices for.
I agree with teams.
That too. Sealer, I could see them keeping just because he'd get a 5th-round pick if anything, and he's a good locker room guy. He's one of the best shot blockers in the league. So they have to trade Walker. I want them to trade Lawton as well, but Sealer is going to be a 5th-round pick. So yeah, sure, keep him.
That makes sense. That's plausible, right? And who knows? You get in the dance, anything can happen, right? You can sell. We've seen teams sell and still make the playoffs before. It's happened. So hell yeah.
One more thing on this game. It's the first half of a back-to-back for both teams. So I think Shesterkin and Quick are kind of similar, but if it's some reason it's Peterson, do not take the under.
Okay, who's
Rangers? Rangers are in Columbus on Sunday, and the Flyers are in Pittsburgh.
So they'll probably play Quick on Sunday, right?
Yeah, it should be the starters, but just something to note there.
Keep it in mind. That's a good call. That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. All right, moving down to the 6 p.m. time slot, we have the Washington Capitals against the Florida Panthers. Game itself is in Florida here. Washington, the money line sitting at plus 180. Panthers on the money line at minus 218. Over-unders at 6.5. Overpaying off plus 102. The under minus 122. Boys, don't look now. But these Washington Capitals are 5 points out of a playoff spot. They got 3 games on hand on Tampa, 1 game on hand on Detroit. There's no way. I keep saying there's no way the Flyers the Capitals make the playoffs. But meanwhile, Ovi's got 8 goals in his last 8 games, for Christ's sakes. He's just firing on all cylinders. Guy's probably going to end with over 25 goals on the season, which, it doesn't sound like much, but it's remarkable for where he's been. But let's keep this realistic. They're playing the Florida Panthers here. Florida should absolutely dominate this game. Florida at home is just fucking lights out. 17-8-2 record. They don't lose too often, coming off one previous loss. Why do I keep saying the Lightning? The Capitals can't really score, dude. That's been their problem all year long. They're 30th in the league when it comes to goal scoring here. but they've just been finding out ways to grind out games. Their power play has been absolutely terrible. Their shooting percentage sucks. Offensively, they're just not a great team. They don't generate a lot of shots on goal, but they just find ways to win. It's not going to happen this game, though. What do you play? I'm probably leaning towards like Florida in regulations, probably sitting like minus 160, so a little bit of juice, but I still think that's a pretty decent play. Over under in this game, I'm definitely leaning towards the under. Washington doesn't really score a lot of goals, like I said. Great goaltending from Bobrovsky as well in net for Florida. And I don't know. I don't really see the Panthers piling in 7. Charlie Lindgren's been looking pretty good as of late, too. So give me the under. Give me Florida in regulation.
Yeah, I like the under here, under 6.5. Florida has been a great under team this season, as we've discussed. Only allowed 29 shots against the Hurricanes, but lost 1-0 there. Coming back home, should be able to get the win as well. I do like them on the puck line, plus 114. We talked about Washington losing a lot on the puck line against the Lightning. 19 of their 21 regulation losses this season have been by 2+ goals. And for Florida, 24 of their 37 wins this season have been by at least 2 goals. So like that there, plus 114 at home. Capitals feeling good right now, winning 3 in a row, but going down to Florida, they'll get put in their place. So give me the Panthers on the puck line as well as the under.
I like all that, but neither of you mentioned the possibility that Matthew Tkachuk might miss this game. He got hurt in the game against the Hurricanes. I can't remember who stood him up, but it was a nice hit. I like the Panthers here, and I like the under. The Capitals, so they're getting lucky to score these goals, man. And like Tal mentioned, they're only 5 points out. They should be like 15 points out of a playoff spot. They're another fraudulent team. The Panthers should be able to stop them. Bobrovsky's having a hell of a year. Their defense is incredible. They don't need to score that many goals the way that they play. A bit scared of the puck line, whatever, because of the way they play and all that. But I guess if the Capitals do lose by margin regularly, then you have a case. But yeah, Panthers in regulation would be my look. I ate the juice. I bet the money line, and I also bet the under 6.5. Quite like this game. I think the Panthers get back on track. Great teams don't lose 2 games in a row, especially not to a shitty Capitals team. So Panthers all day long.
No, you can chirp the Caps for not being great, but probably the greatest head coach the Toronto Maple Leafs ever had, at least in my era, was one other Pat Quinn. Okay, and Pat Quinn used to have a quote. He said, "Boys, we can be ants or we can be termites, and termites stick around." We're termites, baby. And the Washington Capitals are goddamn termites because they're sticking around, Jolie. You don't got to like it, but there's termites in this wood, bro.
I'm not worried about the Capitals. It's the fucking Blues that are my termites. Those are the fucking frauds that are really bugging me.
Yo, Bill Williams just roasted the shit out of me, man. I've been listening to Jethro Thrall forever.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Pat Quinn, a Flyers legend as well. So I'm glad you brought him up, Talon.
Hell yeah, that's my boy.
All right, win bigger by betting smarter this season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NBA and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bet's revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hrfbets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets.
All right, moving on to the 7 p.m. time slot here. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Colorado Avalanche. What a game, baby. Game itself is in Colorado. Before we get into this, we just want to preface this. Joel and I did make a side bet. The loser of this game has to give Ryan $100, but Ryan has to give the winner $150. So there's a lot on the table for this game here. Leafs on the money line sitting at plus 102. Colorado on the money line sitting at minus 122. The over-unders at 6.5. Over sitting at minus 135. The under plus 114. Jolie, I'll give you the honors. I'll give you the pleasure, my friend. How are my Leafs going to beat your Avs in this game?
Wow, the Avs just have to play like they played for the last 6-7 games coming out of the All-Star break. Look like absolute shit. I mentioned Makar No points in his last 8 games. Doesn't look like himself. McKinnon, he still looks like himself. He's still dominating out there, but he's not getting a lot of support. It was a miracle that Ryan Johansson scored 2 goals in that one game. I think it was against the Canucks. But other than that, it's pretty bleak. This team is they can score on the power play, at least traditionally. It's been struggling lately against the Canucks and the Red Wings and that road trip there. I'm not picking a side here. I mean, I want the Avalanche to win. The Maple Leafs have been on a roll. I want the Avalanche to stop that roll, send them back up the hill. The Leafs just dominated the Knights in that game. The Knights, if you look at their forward lineup, it's absolutely brutal. But they play later on. We'll talk about that soon. But yeah, no side for me. Avalanche are much better at home than on the road, so that's encouraging. And Leafs, they can't keep this up forever. They're getting a lot of juice out of the whole Morgan Rielly thing. But this is their 3rd game in 4 days and all that shit. So lean to the Avs, didn't bet it. But I love the over 6.5. I think the Avalanche get back on track here with some firepower. The Maple Leafs have been winning, but they have been letting some goals in while scoring in bunches. Yeah, I love the over 6.5. Also, this is a Hart Trophy decider. If Matthews doesn't get 70 and McKinnon just dominates this one like he did in the game in Toronto, then he'll be right back into the driver's seat. I think that both guys will get on the scoreboard here, at least in terms of points. So you can do some prop stuff that way. But yeah, over 6.5. That's my favorite bet this game.
Yeah, I'll keep this short just to pass it over to Talon real quick. But I like the over 6.5 minus 135 for what Joel said there. Toronto's scoring a lot, also allowing a few goals every game there. But I do lean to the Avs at minus 122. I'll probably end up betting this. 3rd game in 4 nights for the Leafs. 4th game of a road trip. It's going to be tough to get up for this. Tired legs, especially in Colorado with that mile-high advantage. Avs are 22-5 at home, which is insane. I have to think that's the best home ice advantage in the league. Leafs are 17-6 on the road. That's fine. Maybe an overtime game here, but this would be such an exciting Stanley Cup final. I know we saw a few years ago, Avs Lightning, but Leafs Avs Stanley Cup final, Matthews McKinnon going at it would be insane.
The podcast would end.
I was to say, we tear this show apart, Ryan. We couldn't do that.
I'm saying completely separate of the show. It will be one of the most exciting finals in years. But yeah, for this one, Avs in the over.
Mm-hmm. All right, where do we start here? I'll just be open. I'm on the Leafs in this game, plus 102. I love them. You guys brought up some great points, though. It is their 3rd game in the 4th night. That's kind of tough. It's on the last night of a 4-game road trip, I believe, for this team as well. So you can tell they kind of antsing to maybe get back home a little bit. But it's been all positive for this team. The nice stopover in Arizona, there's a lot of Arizona ties with this team. I didn't really notice it, but obviously Austin Matthews has a lot of family there. Matthew Nyes is from there as well. It was his first game going back to Arizona. Shane Doan is in the front office. Max Domi was drafted by the Arizona Coyotes. A lot of stuff going on around Arizona, so that was positive. Everybody loves going to Vegas too. It's just been a good time for Toronto. 6-game winning streak. I got to dive into it. You know what? This team's getting depth scoring, okay? And that's why they've been having the success that they've had lately. There's a few reasons. It comes to the defensive side of play with Morgan Rielly out of the lineup. Everybody that you've been replacing with him has to play defense because Morgan Rielly is the only fucking guy that can bring any offense from the back end on this team. But it's worked wonders for them. And look what happened during that game against Vegas. Morgan Rielly played the 5th most minutes of all defensemen on the Leafs. He was playing 3rd pair minutes last night. But you know what? If that's what it takes to win, they're finally building a winning culture and a winning systems. I doubt he's going to be too complaining about it. And one other thing worth noting too, and I just brought it up earlier, is the depth scoring that these guys are getting. Jonathan Tavares has been dropped to the 3rd line of this team, which I know you can laugh. Everybody will say, oh, $11 million on your 3rd line. But it's been working out fucking beautifully. They moved up Max Domi to the 2nd line, and you guys can give me shit all you want. But Max Domi has speed. Max Domi is a great fucking playmaker. He had 2 goals in that game versus Vegas. Him and William Nylander and Tyler Bertuzzi have made for a hell of a great line. And also what it does is opens up John Tavares to play against lesser opponents. So you have this guy playing against 3rd-line players as opposed to 2nd-line players. And we've seen him score goals in the past 2 games at 5-on-5, which he hadn't done since December or something. So it's almost like everything is kind of falling into place. And instead of having to add more forwards towards the deadline, they just had to shuffle the lines. And I'll tell you what? It sounds easy, but I give a hell of a lot of credit to Sheldon Keefe for that, because it is not an easy conversation to pull your captain, a guy like John Tavares that has probably never played on anything below the second line, never been off the first line power play in his entire life. This is a guy that had early exception status to the OHL when he was 15 years old, has won gold medals with Team Canada, has been a top line player, top two line player his entire career. And just to pull him aside and have that conversation saying, hey, man, we got to give you on the third line here. Instead of playing 20 minutes a game, we're going to have to bump you down to 16, 17. But it's working. So I give a lot of credit to Sheldon Keefe for what this team has done as of late. They're getting the depth scoring. You guys brought out some points. Goaltending still a little bit worried. Sam Smith has, though. Guy's got 8 wins in his past 10 games since coming back. And keep in mind, this was a guy that was like full on. You'll like this, right? He's full on fucking Alec Manoah. They sent him down to the minors. This guy could have been fucking pitching balls in the Florida Complex League, playing with fucking, what was that TV show? Hey Arnold, just in some sandlot somewhere. That's what this guy could have had happen, like Alec Manoah, but he didn't. He bounced back. He got his shit together, and you know what? He's given up some goals and stuff, but nothing too over the top and crazy. But more importantly, he's making saves at smart or important parts of the game. So there's just a lot to like with this Leafs team, man, lately. And I know I'm biased as hell, and I'm a bit fired up here, and I'm long-winded, so I'll wrap it up. But I'm all over Toronto in this game, plus 102. I think they're going to keep it rolling. You win this game, you go 7-0, 5 wins without Morgan Riley in the lineup, and then you win that road streak, go back home. You're laughing and having a good time, man. So I love the Leafs, and I'm with you guys. I love the over in this game. Toronto has 34 goals in their past 6 games. The fuck are we doing here? Austin Matthews is a killer out there. Let's go Leafs.
Just a few comments off that. Hey Arnold, what a great show. Kids today don't know what they're missing. They have their iPads with YouTube and shit. Hey Arnold, what a show.
Sad show too. Oh my goodness. Right.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at the Leafs lines right now. I love it. Like Bertuzzi, Domi, Nylander second line, and have McMahon, who I still think is a fake person, Tavares and Robertson on the third line. Yeah, like you said, it opens up Tavares. I was considering looking at some Leafs Atlantic Division earlier. They're 8 points back of the Bruins with 2 games in hand. So like if they keep this up, I could definitely see that not out of the realm of possibility, as Joel is laughing at me.
Prop bet. I wanted to say quickly, then Joel, you can chirp him. Mitch Marner has over 2 assists in his past 6 games. He has like 2-2, 3-2, and 3. So bet this guy to get 2 points next game.
If Matthew Tkachuk misses the rest of the season, the Panthers are still finishing ahead of the Leafs.
You know what? You're right. They should. But it's not out of the realm of possibility, is what I think Ryan's getting at here. So, and with Joseph Woll won 4-1 with his first game in the Marlies today, so he's back and playing healthy, baby. You never know.
They could pass Boston. I'll give you that.
10-1. There are worse bets out there.
Mm-hmm. All right, enough Leaf talk. Let's move down.
20.
All right,
I'll take 20. I'll take 20. All right, moving down to 7 p.m. time slot here. We have the Vegas Golden Knights against the Ottawa Senators. Game itself is in Canada. Sens fans, you get a pass this week. I'm going to be nice to you because I got a bigger bloodbath. Vegas Golden Knights on the money line sitting at -105. Sens on the money line at -115. Over-unders at 6.5. Over sitting at -105. The under -115 as well. Jolie, you touched on it a little bit earlier, so we're going to dive into it. I'm just going to quickly bring it up. This Vegas offense is looking very timid without the likes of Mark Stone, Jack Eichel. Those are fucking big guys. Obviously, William Carrier's been out for a while, too. He's a pretty good contributor for this team as well. But, yeah, the thing about the Sens is like they play up to good teams, but they just totally shit the bed against bad teams is what it kind of seems like. And I don't know if I can bring myself to bet them -115. I think anytime you can get Vegas against literally the worst team in a division at -105, I'm going to have to take the Knights here in this one. But I don't feel as overly confident as I would normally, just saying, fuck the Sens, fuck this, fuck that. I'm reluctantly fucking the Sens, and I'm going with the Knights here at -105. Over, under, I'm definitely leaning towards the over in this game, -105.
Yeah, I don't have any too strong a feeling on this. I think I may have leaned to the Golden Knights before the pod. But looking at it now, like Sens -115 at home. Vegas is 13-14 on the road. Not a good road team. Ottawa 16-13-2 at home. Much worse on the road. So might actually bet the Sens here. Just looking at Vegas's depth is absolutely horrible. And like the Sens have 3 decent lines. Like Josh Norris is their third line center. So might be able to get something done here at home. Like Talon said, they play up to the competition. So I'll lean to Ottawa here at -115. but no strong play on the total.
Yeah, we already mentioned the sad looking forward group of the Knights. They also lost Brett Howden recently. I know he's just a depth center, but still that hurts as well. Yeah, Mark Stone lacerated spleen. That's gotta hurt. Oof. I know people will be like, "Oh, just in time for the trade deadline and all that shit."
Bro.
But this is a serious injury, and they don't need that injury because they're fighting to stay in the third.
They could miss the playoffs. They could miss the playoffs. They really could.
I hope so. That'd be nice, but I think the Kings pass them, but they'll still stick around in that first wild card spot. Bruce Cassidy lit into these guys. I think that you'll see a better effort from them after getting embarrassed at home against the Leafs and a couple bad games before that as well. But that said, Senators are playing great hockey right now, so I can see why they're favored, but I'm not going to bet it. But I did bet the over 6.5. I think we'll see a bunch of goals here. Aiden Hill has struggled the last few games, especially against the Leafs in that first period. Or maybe he bounces back. I'm not counting on it. The Sens can score against good goalies anyway, and they'll give up goals to anybody. So even Golden Knights' shitty forward group now can pot a couple. So I like the over 6.5, and if I bet any side, it would be Ottawa.
All right, moving down to the 7 p.m. time slot here. Now, this would be a sick Stanley Cup final matchup. I would hate it, but it would be awesome to see a rematch, if you would. We got the Boston Bruins against the Vancouver Canucks. Game itself is in Vancouver here. Boston on the money line, sitting at -108. Vancouver on the money line at -112. The over-under's at 6, over paying off -105. The under -115. Canucks have had a little bit of a tough go lately. I don't know if you guys saw Rick Tocchet's quote in the media after the game the other night when he was saying, yeah, that game's my fault. You know, I didn't get the boys fired up. We were slow out the gate, and I need to be better. I have to have the boys ready to go. And
that's not a Jack Adams winner right there. Torch for Jack Adams. Let's get back up.
He's being sarcastic.
I don't know, bro. Like that's an ugly look. The Canucks have lost the past 4 straight. The irony is they still have like a 10-point lead on anybody in the division. This team's fucking sick, bro. But to me, and I've been quoted saying this in the Discord, I don't see a playoff champion in the Vancouver Canucks here. You know what I see? And I've been reluctant to say it because I know I'm going to get shit on. I see a lot of the Leafs in this team. A lot of offense. You know, they've always had great goaltending. We never had that great of goaltending. But where's the meat and potatoes? Where's the grit coming from, you know? Like, where's the And I don't see that. And I think they're going to get exposed against the Boston Bruins team that they haven't been great either. Bruins have been struggling. I don't want to say struggling, but they haven't been barn burners either. 4-3-3 in their past 10 games here. But we know the type of game that the Bruins play. The Bruins, as of late, will give up 40 goddamn shots a game, but they'll be fucking hard and physical, and they'll still find a way to win. And I kind of got a feeling that's what we're going to see in this game here, man. The Bruins, they're a pretty decent record on the road, 16-5-7. I will say the Canucks have been unreal at home too. But just all that just out the window based on how we're seeing these teams play as of late. I'm definitely leaning towards Boston in this game. I love the over 6 -105. I don't see why this isn't 6.5. I think we're going to see a lot of goals in this game. I also don't hate an overtime play because I got a feeling, you know, maybe we'll see a little bit of a fucking comeback like we saw with the Oilers and the Bruins here.
Yeah, I kind of like that Leafs comparison. Like, I don't know who the Canucks have to that is that like kind of grinded out guys. They have a bunch of Joel's face right now. I guess he'll be sounding off on this. But
oh Lord,
I got so many notes. I'm trying to remember all the things I have to say to you guys. Or getting everything wrong.
Having Demko obviously is a huge difference maker there over having whoever in net for the Leafs for the past few years. I guess they have 2 decent lines. I don't trust Suter, Bluger, and Garland as a third line. But for this game, yeah, I don't really lean either way. I guess I would lean to the Canucks coming back home. But I do like that draw play, like Talon said. It's at +350, +360. Boston's gone to overtime in 4 straight in 5 of their past 6. They've just been picking up the loser points here left and right. I also did take the draw on the Islanders Lightning game back in the 2 p.m. time slot. So lots of play there as well. But yeah, nothing too strong for this game. Just a lean to the Canucks.
Well, Talon is right about one thing. This would be a hell of a Stanley Cup final, and I mean, it's we already had it like 12 years ago and 13 years ago. Yeah, 2011. And Vancouver Canucks, the Vancouver burned itself down. That's how great it was.
It did.
Yeah, that's not at all what I don't know what Talon is referencing in terms of Rick Tocchet's quotes. He was what I remember him saying was that he called the team soft. He said, and their effort or lack thereof was disturbing. Like he laid into the team. I don't know. I don't think that he said that it was his.
He
fault.
literally did. I listened to the clip today.
All right. Well, maybe he said that too, but I know he called the team soft, and I don't think that's his fault per se. But anyway, we could both be right.
We're always both right.
As for the Leafs Canucks comparison, I don't really see that at all. The Canucks' strength is their defense. Actually, I know they do let in some goals, but their scoring is more because of the elite skill, which I guess you could say like Pettersson and Matthews and
that's not what I was getting at though. Like who's gonna punch you in the face after the whistle on Vancouver?
Well, that's a big reason why they're losing the last 4 games because Dakota Joshua is out. Like he's been a massive part of that third line.
Oh,
third line.
That's one guy though. Okay, so there's your Matt Martin, and we've always been told it's not just one guy. You need more. So who else? That's what I'm getting at.
There's some big defenders back there. There's Zadorov. He'll get in your face. He'll do the gritty at you.
Zadorov will. I agree.
Is okay. I mean, he's softer than his size should. He should be harder considering his size. But
he's your Pierre Engvall.
No, not that far. Come on.
We got a Rasmus Ristolainen and a Nick Seeler and a Scott Lawton that are kind of good for playoff hockey. If you're interested.
You can keep them.
Similarities are tenuous. Like the Oilers Leafs one will always be the most fitting. Anyway, as for this game. A lot of bad blood between these teams. Canucks still hate the Bruins big time. Bruins third game in 4 nights, of course, and they played both those games in overtime, so they've played a lot of hockey lately. Kind of fortunate to win in Edmonton, considering they blew a 5-1 lead or 4-1, then 5-4. And then Calgary too. They were fortunate to get a point there after scoring late. So the Bruins are kind of getting a bit lucky lately, and the Canucks the opposite. The Bouncers are not going to let their way like they did early on, and they're just fighting through it and not quite getting as many saves as they did. But it's not Demko's fault at all. It's just the power play is terrible, the penalty kill is terrible, and they need to fix those things in short order. There was a optional practice today at UBC. Hopefully, working on the details like that. But yeah, for this game. That also having said all that, I've got no bets in this game.
Oh my god!
I lean to the Canucks, just given the what.
I have the quotes here from Tocchet. But if you're,
I'll let you get to that.
All right.
In a second. Lean to the Canucks here with the Bruins playing a lot of hockey lately, and lean to the under 6.
All right. I don't know what Rick Tocchet sounds like, so I'm not going to do it. Try to impersonate him. Here we go. You can't give in to fatigue. You got to play smarter. You got to do things smarter. Just play smart and compete. I thought we were fine in the first 10 minutes. Then it was a comedy of errors where guys were missing pucks. Then we don't get clear on the PK, and it starts to unravel. We had some guys trying, and some guys just had a tough time. We've got a couple of guys who need to buckle up, maybe change a few things off the ice, get some rest, because this is not even close to playoff hockey. Yeah, they were desperate, but if these guys think playoff hockey is that, then we're in trouble. There's been a couple of games here where we need guys to get going. I don't care what our record is. It's been a little bit disturbing, some of the efforts of some of our guys right now. Talent doesn't do anything if you don't work hard. You've got to work hard. The best power plays work hard, and we're not really working hard, to be honest with you. Our clears were awful tonight. We had 3 times to get the puck down tonight and didn't. We've had 4 or 5 guys who've no-showed here for 4 to 5 games. They've got to pick it up. They have to. They can't just sit on the bench and do nothing. So there you go.
Are you sure it wasn't last year's Seattle game you're talking about?
No, dude. I'm serious. I heard it on the radio.
Unless Connor Garland also got the shit beat out of him in last year's Seattle game. Because that was how it was there. So. I mean, it's possible.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right, fair enough. Let's move to the 8 p.m. time slot here. We got the Dallas Stars against the Carolina Hurricanes. Game itself is in Carolina. North Carolina. Dallas Stars the money line sitting at +114. Hurricanes the money line at -135. Over under sitting at 6. Over paying off -115. The under minus 105. I was about to say, I feel like we just saw this game pretty recently. These teams played on February 13th, so about 10 days ago. It was a 4-2 Dallas win. It's been ugly with Dallas ever since, man. They've had a pretty tough road trip here. I think this is the last game of a 4-game road trip. They're currently on a 4-game losing streak as well. It's been a little shaky with the Stars team. I still really like the Stars. Personally, I still think that they're a better team than the Hurricanes, but I've been getting absolutely crushed by this team for the past fucking week, dude. So it's hard to kind of go back to the well a little bit, but I got to lean towards my boy Jakey Ottinger over Peter Kochetkov. I don't know. I really, really, really don't like this play because the Carolina Hurricanes are so good at home. And it's not even an anomaly. They were so good at home last year, too. And they're on a 4-game winning streak. So you got a team on the coming up and a team on the coming down here. So, shit, I don't know. I'm changing my pick. I'm going with the Hurricanes. Give me the Hurricanes minus 135 here. Over, under in this game. I'm going to lean towards the over. Because last game we had 6 goals. 6 is the number total here. Maybe we'll see 3-3 overtime, and it'll boost it over. Maybe we'll see a late goal empty netter to make it a 5-2 game or something like that. Reluctantly going to take the over, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about some good Stanley Cup matchups that could be. This would probably be one of the most boring and Stanley Cup matches that the NHL just hates, with Dallas against Carolina, 2 very small market teams here. But yeah, it should be a good matchup. I do like the under 6 at minus 105. Kochetkov has been playing great in net for Carolina. Had the shutout against the Panthers, so hopefully he can take over that net there and be pretty consistent. Obviously, Ottinger is pretty good in net for the Stars as well. But Stars are without Niels Lundqvist and Hakanpää, both on the blue line. They're not Heiskanen there, but Hakanpää is averaging 19 minutes a night. Lundqvist 15 minutes a night, so they have to fill that there, and they don't have great defensive depth, obviously, with Ryan Suter, Derek Palat playing second, third pair right now. As Talon mentioned, the road trip not going well for them. 4 straight losses, and now their final game of the road trip after losing in Ottawa. So got to go with Carolina at minus 135, and then the under 6 at minus 105.
So my friend has a 10-leg parlay going on, and his last leg is the Winnipeg Jets, and they are headed to overtime.
My goodness!
To win 7 Gs too. So
shit!
Not small change here.
Best of luck for him.
Indeed. As for this game, this is it would be.
I know, right?
Final, but the line is correctly priced. Like these big teams, we know what they are by now. Hurricanes are a bit better, plus you get the home ice. I get to see 100 minus 135. So I still lean that way. I think they're a great regular season team, and the Stars maybe a little built better for playoffs. So you're in the Hurricanes in this one, and I like the over 6 minus 115 with the way Ottinger's played lately, and Hurricanes goaltending. Yeah, it's been better lately, I guess, but it's never quite dependable. And one more bet: give me the shots on goal over, because both of these coaches love to just fire the puck into the net. You see the Stars get like 30, 40 shots every game. Same kind of thing for the Hurricanes. So I think we just see tons of shots in this one. Somebody remind me to play this, because every time I say these little dumb exotic niche bets, I always forget to play them, but hopefully somebody at Discord reminds me before this starts.
That's you, Catfish.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly.
Both goalies over 29.5 saves, probably sitting like plus 300, plus 350. Just saying. Lots of shots. Never know.
Yeah, I don't have your book that has that.
You could. You get it.
No, I can't, because it's legal.
Do you get? Yeah, I guess that's true. Shit. All right, whatever. Okay, moving down to 10 p.m. time slot. We have the Nashville Predators against the San Jose Sharks. Game itself is in San Jose here. Preds on the money line sitting at minus 218. Sharks on the money line at plus 180. Over under sitting at 6. Overpaying off plus 105. The under minus 115. First night of a back-to-back here for the Preds. I don't know who we're going to see in net, because the Sharks fucking sick. And then the day after on the Sunday, they got the Ducks. So do you go with Lankinen? Do you go with fucking Saros? I don't know who the hell you play, either one, but whatever. It shouldn't really matter. I got to go with the Preds. maybe regulation. It's probably even still a lot of juice. I don't know. You can't bet the Sharks here, can you? Like, what do we do? What are we even talking about this game for?
Yeah, no, I don't think you can bet the Sharks, but I don't know if I'm backing the Preds either at minus 218. They're the better team. They've been better on the road than at home, 16-10-2, coming off. This is the fourth and fifth game of the road trip in San Jose and Anaheim. They've won in St. Louis, in Vegas, in Los Angeles, all by at least 2 goals. So maybe the puck line a plus 110, but I'm looking at them to make the playoffs at plus 155. If they win both of these games, they'll probably leapfrog the Blues for the second wild card spot. So I think they're much more legit than St. Louis is. So look for that long term. And yeah, for this game, Preds puck line would probably be my play at plus 110. A look to the under. I don't see San Jose scoring too many against Saros here.
I'm doing it again. Eating the juice. Give me the favorite here. Minus 218 in the Predators. They've been playing great hockey lately. Like, they really turned things around. They're extremely impressive against the Knights, then again against the Kings. And now they're going against the Sharks team. It will be much easier to go. They also lost Logan Couture again recently, I think in the last game they played. So he's out for a bit too. The Jets won in overtime. So good for that guy. That must have been a sweat. He's in Poland right now. It's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning there. And I hope he stayed up for it, because that would have been a nice sweat. All right, anyway, give me the Predators here. Lean to the under 6. Both goalies for the Preds have been playing great lately. And Kaapo Kähkönen, I think that's his name, the Sharks goalie. He's actually been playing pretty good for them.
He's confirmed to start this game.
Oh, there we go. I love the under 6 then. Give me the under 6. Give me the Preds.
I think Winnipeg just won.
Yeah, that's what we just said.
Oh, shit. I wasn't listening. Hell yeah. Shout out Jolie's buddy. All right. Moving down to 10 p.m. time slot. I'm sorry. We got the Battle of Alberta, baby. We got the Calgary Flames against the Edmonton Oilers. Game itself is in Edmonton. Calgary on the money line sitting at plus 164. Oilers on the money line at minus 198. Over under sitting at 6.5. Overpaid off minus 120. The under plus 110. Boys, my experience, if there's anything I know about Albertans, you got 2 types of Albertans. You got the hurting Albertans, and you got the squirting Albertans, baby. And I'm ready for a hell of a game here, because we're going to see some squirting Albertans from Edmonton putting out the hurting Albertan Flames here. I absolutely love the Oilers in this game. They're fucking going to be sweet. Coming off a little bit of a tough loss here, but this team is dynamite at home this year, 17-6-2. And Calgary, I'm going to give Calgary all the credit in the world, dude. I really am right now. What are they like? Are they like, fuck, what am I looking right now? Yeah, Jesus Christ. Seems like 3 point out of a playoff spot. And the whole narrative for the past year and a half, even leading into summer, is that all these players went out. We're selling all these players. They have sold some of these players. And still, it's just kind of not really treading off. They're not falling off a cliff anywhere. They're still playing admirable hockey. A lot of that can come onto Markstrom. He's been playing some great games between himself. But, yeah, dude, I don't know. I love the Oilers in this game. Minus 198. It's a little bit of juice to play. I don't hate them in regulation. I don't know. That's probably sitting at maybe like around minus 130, minus 135 or something. And over under this game, I'm definitely leaning towards the I said definitely. I shouldn't have said definitely. I'm kind of leaning towards the over. McDavid shows up for this shit, but you never know what you're going to get in these games, man. We've seen battles and blowouts like when we saw them in the playoffs a few times. We've also seen tight matchups. I'm going to go for fun, though. I'm going to take the over, even though we saw them play in late January, and it was an under game.
Yeah, Edmonton definitely the better team, even on the back-to-back. But I think minus 200's a bit too steep. I would lean that way if I had to play this. Maybe a regulation or puck line play would be the look. But yeah, I can't back Calgary now. I know they're coming off back-to-back wins against 2 good teams, Winnipeg and Boston. We're going on the road now to Edmonton, who's playing well tonight against the Wild. I think they've allowed like 14 shots in the beginning of the third periods. They're playing well defensively there. We'll have Skinner in net for this one.
Is Pickard playing tonight? Yeah.
Pickard's playing tonight. The Cal Pickard parlay. We could have done that. Yeah, but yeah, Oilers minus 198 would be the play for me.
Yeah, they're kind of spoiling my talking points here with the Oilers playing better defensively tonight. I mean, but lately that hasn't been the case. So we're gonna lay into the larger sample size, and we're gonna take the over. We're gonna take the the Flames team total over. You can get the over 3.5 at plus 175. I think they could score 4 goals a lot of the time. So I think that's some decent value there. And but I can also see the Oilers scoring some goals too. It's the fucking Battle of Alberta. I know the last one didn't go quite this way, but that was in the middle of the Oilers' hot streak when they were playing extremely well defensively, and Stuart Skinner was at the top of his game. Now he hasn't been playing as well, giving up multiple goals, 3, 4, 5 goals even against some weaker competition. So yeah, give me the Flames, give me the Flames team total over, and give me the over, and you could do the alt overs too. I think we'll see a wild one here in Edmonton. Fuck, I mean, we pushed up the Avs and the Leafs up to 4 p.m. We pushed up the Bruins and the Canucks up to 4 p.m. just so you can all watch this fucking game, and they better not disappoint us and make all those rescheduling pointless. So yeah, I love the over in this one.
All right, moving on to the 10 p.m. time slot. We got the Minnesota Wild against the Seattle Kraken. Game itself is in Seattle here. Minnesota on the money line sitting at plus 114. Seattle on the money line at minus 135. Over under sitting at 6. Over paying off plus 110. The under, or sorry, minus 110. The under minus 110 as well. Jolie, we all know, everybody knows how much you love both of these teams, baby. What are your thoughts on Minnesota versus Seattle?
Yeah, fuck them both, but we're going to go with the crackheads for this one. Wild, of course, playing tonight in Edmonton and then going down to Seattle. That's not ideal. Quick turnaround there. Plus, it'll be Fleury in this one. I guess there's not much of a difference between Gustafsson and Fleury this year. But it should be Joya Decord in net for the Crack.
He's a guy. Noted guy.
He is a guy. Grubauer played the last one. He looked rusty as shit. That was only like his second game since December. So yeah, with Joey Decord back in net between the pipes, I like him to get the job done. And that also leads me to an under, but much stronger here on the Kraken to get a job done here. They're great defensively, and the Wild will have problems scoring against them, just as they're having problems scoring against the Oilers tonight. So yeah, give me the Kraken all day long. They're just I think they're a more complete team, deeper team, and they have the better goalie.
Yeah, I love the Kraken here, minus 135, back-to-back for Minnesota. I do think Marc-Andre Fleury is worse than Gustafsson at this point in his career, unfortunately.
Is he? This season?
Yeah.
Gustafsson's sucked this season.
I think Gustafsson's the better goalie, but he sure as shit hasn't been playing like it, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
both things can be true.
Yeah, I mean, Gustafsson 894, Fleury 897. So
it's not even just the numbers. Like just watching how
they're both bad.
Watching how or the lack of composure from Gustafsson in net this year. It's I don't know. I guess just the eye test kind of. It's a little shaky.
Yeah. But so Kraken here minus 135. This should go up to minus 150-ish, probably by puck drop with the Wild on a back-to-back, especially if they do lose this one in Edmonton, which hopefully they do there. Yes, Seattle, probably a lean to the overs because Seattle's been scoring a bit. Minnesota's been allowing a lot of goals. I know they haven't been doing it tonight. Edmonton, but on a back-to-back, going to be tired. Lost 6-3 at Winnipeg on their last back-to-back just a few days ago. So yeah, love Seattle here, minus 135, and a lean to the over. Also like Jared McCann to record a point.
Noted Toronto Maple Leaf great, Jared McCann.
5 minutes. Cup of coffee.
Literally, not even. He didn't even. Yeah. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I am really biased in this game, and you wouldn't think I am. I've been watching a lot of Seattle hockey over the past couple of weeks, like discreetly. Like, I haven't been telling anybody. There's a player on this team that I really, really, really want my team to get. All right. So I really want Seattle to lose the next like 7 games. So when it comes deadline time, they are just all in on selling assets off of this team because I fucking want this guy so bad. It's
Adam Larson.
How did you guess that off the bat? Yes, that's exactly who it is.
Because the Canucks want him too.
I want Adam Larson. He would be the perfect goddamn right-handed defenseman to play alongside Morgan Rally. The defensive side of this guy's game is fine. He blocks shots. He lays physical bodies. He just plays great defensive positioning. He doesn't jump into rush. He can move the puck. He doesn't have a lot of, defensive turnovers on breakouts and stuff like this. He's just the almost like stay at home, but with a little bit of talent guy that would be so perfect on a goddamn line with Morgan Rielly. Now, the problem is, if you're Seattle, why the hell would you want to trade him? It's like, well, what you got to do is his contract's up after next year. You got to figure out and just feel the feelers out. Or do you plan on going to free agency or not? And if you don't, then you have to trade this guy at this deadline because you can get more value from him knowing that whatever team trades for him will have 2 kicks at the can with this guy on their back end. So that's my whole point of view here. Now, might not. He could be like, no, I want to resign with Seattle, and the whole thing's fucking moot. But I just think that this guy would be such a good compliment and would arguably be the best defenseman that Morgan Rielly's ever played with in his career, and it'd be a perfect fit.
Ristolainen's there too.
Yeah, no.
Was that a bet on the Wild then?
Yeah, so exactly. I'm betting the Wild. I want to fade Seattle. I'm not going to bet it, but I really, really, really want Seattle to lose like the next 7 games or something stupid. But I don't know. That's just my logic. Over, under. Give me the over in this game. Let's go. Okay, final game on the docket. We got the 10:30 p.m. time slot. We got the Anaheim Ducks against the LA Kings. This game fucking sucks. Ducks on the money line sitting at plus 220. Kings on the money line at minus 270. Kings on the puck line minus 1.5, sitting at minus 108. Oh my goodness. Over Anderson a 6 volt over under paying off minus 110 here. Ducks on the first night of a back-to-back. Yeah, I'm going to keep this nice and simple. Kings are actually playing some decent hockey as of late here. Give me the Kings on the puck line. They're scoring goals a bit better than they have been in previous games here. And the Ducks are just fucking terrible, bro. So Kings puck line, under. I don't know what it is, but these Battle of California games, teams seem to go a little bit under, even though this one didn't the first time these guys played in early November.
Yeah, I like the Kings here on the puck line, minus 108. They've won 7 straight meetings, including 5 by at least 2 goals, 6 of 7 overall in the meetings by 2 goals, 5-2 earlier this season, 5-3, 6-3 last season in the second half as well. So give me the Kings team total. Kings race to 4, Kings race to 5. Kings puck line, they're just a much better team, much more to play for here. So love the Kings at home.
The Ducks finally got some players back, including Pavel Mintyukov. Carlson's been back for a while. Mason McTavish recently, too. So they're a lot healthier than they were a couple of weeks ago. But that said, it's not healthy enough. This team still sucks. Give me the Kings all day long. Do the regulation. Lay the juice. Minus 1.5, whatever you want. And lean to the under as well, which also means the Ducks team total under if you like that. But yeah, Kings win this game after a tough loss against the Predators. I think they bounce back here in a big way. So give me Kings.
Kings race to 4 is minus 105. That's insane.
Yeah, they win every game like 3-1.
All right. That's a big 13 game slate here, gentlemen. Consensus plays, Mr. Rye Guy. What do we got?
Yes, we have the Lightning Islanders over 6.5 at minus 108. Flyers Rangers under 6 minus 110. Someone leaned that way. I wrote it down anyway. Capitals Panthers under 6.5 minus 122, as well as the Cats out of the regulation or puck line. Leafs Avs over 6.5 minus 135. Hurricanes minus 135 at home against the Stars. Nashville minus 218 if you want to eat the juice, or puck line plus 110 against whoever they're playing, some shit team in the under 6 at minus 115. Seattle minus 135, and then the Kings whatever way you want.
Way too much consensus here.
So that scares me, especially after last show.
Yes.
I want to throw in an inverted Calvin Pickard parlay, an HGP Calvin Pickard parlay. Normally we do that when the Leafs, Flyers, and Colorado are all playing in the same slate. However, because Leafs and Colorado were playing each other, we got changed up a little bit. So let's throw Philadelphia on the money line and a draw into the play. So there you go. There's your HGP Calvin Pickard parlay when it comes to Leafs, Colorado in the tie, and Philly on the money line. With that being said, I'm on the Rangers anyway, so fuck the Flyers. But if you want to have so much fun, be inclined to do so. There you are. Okay, lock dogs and totals for the slate current standings. Joelie's in first place, 49, 36, and 3 on the record, up 3.57 units. Myself in I'm not even going to say second because it just suck. 41 and 56, down 21 and 07 units. Ryan, 39, 59 and 1 record, down 22.57 units. I'm going to kick us off here, boys. I'm feeling okay. I like the Rangers on the money line versus Philadelphia, -135. Traditionally, a lot of success beating the Flyers in this building on a 9-game heater here. Shesterkin's playing absolutely lights out, so I love the Flyers. For my dog, I was going to change it. I'm not. I'm trusting the big old barrel of mine. Would have liked this to have been Detroit in regulation, not pay enough for me. So I'm going to take Detroit on the puck line versus St. Louis +164. Fucking please, just get it done for me. And then for my total, Leafs Colorado over 6.5 -135. There will be goals, baby.
All right, my lock is the Canadians Devils over 6.5 -120. Neither team has a goalie that I can trust, and both teams have players that can score. So I like that over 6.5 at -120. My dog is the cat dog here, and the puck line at +114 against the Capitals at home. We talked about the puck line. Capitals have lost 19 of their 21, I think, regulation losses by at least 2 goals. Cats are on a roll there. So then my total, Rangers Flyers under 6 -110. Shesterkin, Urson, hopefully the starters there. But either way, I think that's a good look there.
Yeah, I'm 0-6 my last 6 bets here, getting close to the red area where you guys have been dwelling in all season long.
Come to the dark side, baby. Come on now. The water's warm.
Yeah, pull my shit together here. So we're going with the Junkie Fish. Give me the Kraken money line at home against the Minnesota Wild. The Wild are actually beating the Oilers right now, 2-1 with 8 minutes left to go.
Oilers live +350.
Get it.
There you go. Not for me. We're going to fade the Oilers tomorrow. Actually, we're going to the Flames. Team total over 3.5 +175. You could do Flames money line, but I think there's a way that the Flames lose this game and you'll still win this bet, because I do expect to see a lot of goals here against an Oilers team who are a bit more susceptible defensively. And speaking of susceptible defensively, the Panthers are not that. So we're going the Capitals, Panthers under 6.5 -122. Just an extremely competent, disciplined defensive team here with the Panthers. Great penalty kill and all that. Panthers or the Capitals will struggle to score. So I like the under 6.5 quite a bit, -122.
All right, gentlemen, I know we're going really long here. And so, Jolie, I'm going to apologize to you, but I would like to ask for 5 minutes of your time.
No, not the Canadians.
Yes. 5 minutes of your time. That's all I ask for, okay? And I would like to preface this. If you're going to be a little bitch about me swearing here, I'm just going to say there will be a lot of things coming out of my mouth here. So
disclaimer.
Just a disclaimer. It's a common ground, okay? So you can just end it now or skip it or whatever. But I have had quite a good 36 hours due to my good old friends in the fine province of Quebec, more specifically the fine city of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, when I made a tweet a day ago saying Austin Matthews, 51 goals, has the same amount of goals as Nick Suzuki, who has 20, Cole Caulfield, who has 19, and Yuri Slafkovsky, who has 12 combined. And then added it, and maybe I should have done this, how we feeling, Habs fans, okay? The amount of goddamn fucking pushback I have got from this, 500,000 views later, 400 comments, all from just dirty diaper Habs fans, 500 likes from Leaf fans, fucking 88 retweets later, and it has all just been these Habs fans coming after my balls. And you know what? You guys are fucking shit. It is so stupid that you guys think that anything that you're saying here is absolutely relevant, because everything that you have replied to me has been the same goddamn things. It's either been 1967 Zamboni driver, it was 3-1, oh, playoffs, all this shit. You know what? Go fuck. I know what the biggest one is too. We're rebuilding. Do you know what a rebuild is, you idiot? Do you not know we're rebuilding? Well, I'm gonna start right fucking here, okay? You're not rebuilding. You're not. You were rebuilding. You started your rebuild fucking 6 years ago in 2018 when you traded your goddamn captain, Max Pacioretty, for 18-year-old Nick Suzuki. And I'm not saying that was a bad deal. I'm not saying that was the wrong play. I like Nick Suzuki. I think Nick Suzuki is a hell of a fucking player. But that's when you started your goddamn rebuild. So don't tell me that this rebuild started 3 fucking years ago. You want to go in this and you want to talk about, playoff rounds and shit. Get the fucking shit out of here, okay? Let's look at some stuff. Let's talk some actual fucking numbers here. Let's talk about some Habs finishing records, okay? Before you traded for Nick Suzuki, before the rebuild, guess what? You fucking finished, what was it? You finished 19th in the goddamn league. Absolutely despicable. Not even 19th. You finished fucking 28th. Absolutely terrible. You fucking missed playoffs because you suck. And what did you do? You traded for Suzuki and you sucked again the year after him. You missed it. Rebuild's already started. What happened after that? Oh, I don't know. The whole goddamn world shut down because of a fucking global pandemic. And guess what? You were 24th in the league when they started the league up. And that fat pig, Gary Bettman, said, you know what? We're doing a 24-team playoff. So you snuck in. Congratulations, Habs fans. In a fucking world that you had no business fucking being there, you made it there. And you know what? There's a lot of parity in the NHL. Any team can win on every given fucking basis. And you did that. In the play-in round, you beat the Penguins. You made it out of the playoff rounds. Congratulations. But then what happened? Probably something that somebody on this show knows pretty well. You got your fucking shit pumped by the goddamn Philadelphia Flyers. You know why? Because your team's a fucking joke. And then what happened? The next year went, and this is a biggie. This is one that you love just resting your laurels on here. Oh my God, it's your fucking favorite thing in the world. We had the other COVID season in which we had the oh-so-famous the North Division, in which you sneaked into the fucking playoffs in the North Division in the last seed by 4 goddamn points. And I'll tell you right now, firsthand, when the Leafs finished first place in that division, might have had 19 goddamn points ahead of you. You were the first people online to be said, oh, the North Division is the weakest division out of all of them. Toronto's going to make it out, but it doesn't mean anything. You go back and dig into those tweets, and they're there. There are some that'll look ugly. I guarantee you they fucking exist. And then what happened? You went on a fucking magical run. Now let me talk about this magical run real quick, all right? You fucking losers. Let me talk about the importance of one position in the playoffs, and that is center depth. Let's look what happened to your teams you were playing against in these fucking playoffs round by round. You played the Leafs in the first round. What happened? Corey Perry fucking accidentally kneed John Tavares in the face, gave a concussion, arguably one of the ugliest things we've seen in a long time. I stand by this. This was the first year we recorded. I was on record saying that was an accident play. That I agree with that wholeheartedly to this day. Corey Perry did not do that on purpose, but nonetheless, it happened, and the Leafs lost their second-line centerman. No center depth. You came back to win. I can't argue. You beat us. You did it. Then what happened? You went and you played the fucking Winnipeg Jets. What happened in game 1? Mark fucking Scheifele checked fucking Jack Evans in the goddamn face when he tried to score an open net goal. Go back and listen to that show. I was praising Mark Scheifele for doing that. So anybody trying to say, ooh, only like Morgan Riley hitting guys in the face because he's a Leaf fan, go fuck yourselves. I hate fucking Mark Scheifele, but yeah, I praised him for doing it. I think it was a clean play. Well, guess what? He got suspended 4 games. So there's another top centerman out. And what happened? You beat the Jets. Let's move on to the final or semifinals of that. Who do you play? The Vegas Golden Knights. Well, guess who only played half of that series? Their first-line center at that time, who was Chandler Stevens. So guess what? Congratulations, you beat 3 fucking teams that didn't have any goddamn centermen in order to get there, okay? And keep in mind, the only reason that you fucking cunts got to where you did was because you rode the goddamn coattails of Carey Price, who was playing like the second best goalie in the goddamn world at that point in that fucking playoff rounds. And the goddamn second best defenseman in the world during those playoffs was Shea Weber. And you rode those two kicking and screaming all the fucking way to the finals. They dragged your sorry ass all the fucking way there. They dragged your shit team. They dragged Suzuki. They dragged rookie Caulfield. They dragged fucking Jack Evans, fucking Joel Edmondson, all those fucking guys. Speaking of Joel Edmondson, what about his fucking cross-check he laid on Wayne Simmons that didn't even get a fucking fine or suspension? That was the dirtiest thing we've ever seen. Go Google it. Type that one into the Google device. Yeah, thank you so much, George Peros. We're not going to give anything to that. Meanwhile, we're going to suspend fucking Mark Scheifele for 4 games for doing something not even as bad. Neither here nor there. But then what happened? You want to know how your magical fucking little run ended? The magical playoff run you love just dangling in front of everyone's head, saying, oh, raise your Matthews banner. Meanwhile, you're blowing this one off like it's fucking, I don't know, Kid Rock and you're fucking Paris Hilton in 2002, just blowing it and loving it, baby. Well, guess what happened? Guess how your fucking magical season ended, your little fairy tale. Your magical season fairy tale ended with fucking Nikita Kucherov, 20 beers deep, tarps off at a press conference, double-fisted cans of Bud Light, sitting there telling the entire world on national television how much of a joke your fucking team is and your fucking fan base is after you guys couldn't even score a goal when you lost in game 5 of the fucking Stanley Cup Finals, getting shut out. So that's how your little fucking fairy tale ended. So don't come up here and tell me that you got a magical playoff runs, considering 2 guys drug you there that laid it all out on the line. You know what happened to those 2 players? Shea Weber never played a fucking game again because he left his heart out for you there and you let him down. Carey Price played 5 games after that for the rest of the careers, mailed it in. And guess what? You're still fucking paying him $10 million. So everybody's saying, oh, you can't win fucking Stanley Cup with $10 million players and shit. Well, guess what? You didn't either, you losers, and you're still paying him for 3 years. Now come at me with this rebuild. You've been rebuilding the entire fucking time. Look what you did. Look at your fucking draft picks that you made. Yuri Slafkovsky. Yeah, you know what? You might have made the right decision not picking Shane Wright, no pun intended. But I'll tell you what, that Logan Cooley's looking pretty fucking good, buzzing around over there in Arizona. And you know, with your soft decor, I know a certain little fucking Czechnian playing in fucking New Jersey that would look unbelievable on that line. Hell, I even know a little European sitting in there in Columbus and David Juracek that would look great. But you picked your guy, your first overall pick. Oh, but he's a project. Your first overall pick, project player. Get the fuck out of here, bud. You made the wrong pick. Deal with it. Get over it. You suck. You done it before. You did it with Jesper Kotkaniemi too. Fucking great play, all right? You know what would have been nice too if you had him in between the pipes? Charlie Lindgren. You let him walk too. So don't sit here and tell me that you're in a fucking rebuild when you haven't done shit. You've been in a rebuild for 6 fucking years and you got lucky once, okay? You Habs fans are out the fucking lunch. Every one of you can just go suck my hog. I'm so sick of all your goddamn bullshit, okay? And you know what? You're not in a rebuild. You're in fucking limbo. Look at your cap hit. You got fucking Brendan Gallagher signed for another 4 years at what? $6.5 fucking million. Rasmus Anderson signed for another 4 years. Collectively, they got what? 19 goals, 20 goals or some shit. You're invested. What are you invested? Fucking $14 million into them for the next 4 years and you expect everything to turn over? Who's coming off the books? And all you losers coming at me with Austin Matthews saying, oh, what about he's a terrible person? He mooned a fucking police officer and all this shit and scared her. Well, guess what? Why do you think you're so fucking innocent? You're going to sit there on your goddamn high horse and give me shit? How about you clean out the skeletons in your own closet? Why don't you Google fucking Logan Malou in Sweden and see what comes up, all right? So get off me with that fucking bullshit. All you Habs fans, you suck. You've been rebuilding for fucking 6 years. You ain't doing shit. You ain't making the playoffs for another goddamn 4 at least. And I'll tell you what, in 4 years after it's been 10 years, you know where I'll be. I'll be sitting right here on my throne. And if you're lucky, I'll fucking let you kiss the ring and say you're sorry and that I was right. Because you fucking losers ain't doing shit. You're never going to be doing shit. You don't fucking belong. You suck. I was about to say this franchise is a joke. This franchise is not a joke. This franchise is the most historic goddamn franchise in the history of hockey in any fucking league. What's a joke is these goddamn fans. And these goddamn fans not willing to hold their team accountable, GMs accountable, ownership accountable, and just trying to go along with the bullshit. You're in denial. You want to fucking impress me? Take some ownership for how shit your team is. And don't fucking tell me you're rebuilding 6 years in and got lucky once, you fucking losers. Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just think we need to get like a Canadians fan on the podcast at some point to like counterpoint that, or a Senators fan. Like,
what's there to counterpoint?
I mean, I'm sure they have something to say to that if there are.
You know what their response would be? 1967. It was 3-1. Zamboni driver. Everything I said was right. So fucking get out of town.
So if you have a problem with Talon's rants against your team, please reach out to myself on Twitter at rgilbertsop or the Hockey on Podcast Twitter account, and we will set up a debate for the off season or sooner than that. So I think that'd be fantastic content.
Anytime, any place, baby. I'm always welcome to have you on. Let's do it. All right. Thank you very much for entertaining me, gentlemen. I had to get that out. Everybody go check out the Sports Gambling Podcast Network website. That's the place to be. Tons of stuff going on in the world of sports. What do we got? We got hockey, 13-game slate tomorrow will be absolutely awesome. Soccer, basketball, baseball. Ryan, preseason baseball, everything good?
We got spring training games started today. I think started yesterday. There was one. So yeah, I mean, as long as the see-through pants. I mean, they're bringing in a lot of female.
I heard about that.
Female watchers. So Fanatics is just fucking everything up. So
they're the worst, bro.
Enjoy Adidas having NHL for now because they're gonna be fucking shit next year or whenever they take over.
All right, so you can do all that. Check out all the other shows. Check out Brian's fantasy hockey articles. He's banging out weekly. Those are absolutely sweet. What else can we do? Shout out to all our friends and pals in the Discord, man. If you're not in the Discord, you're not making money. If you're a Habs fan, come into the Discord and tell me I'm full of shit. That's where I'll be. So we can have this conversation in there. It's a great place to talk about this stuff. I'm sure there'll be other people that agree too. So we'll have a blast. If you want to get in there, you can reach out to myself or Ryan on Twitter. We'll be sure to point you in the right direction, or you can reach out to the HGP Twitter account, social media assistant producer. We'll get you going as well. Or what you can do is just message Joel in Discord and be like, "Hey, Joel, I hate the Habs. Don't you hate the Habs?" And then he'll tell you how much he hates the Habs too. And then you guys can have a nice little conversation at the very end of it. Even though you're already in the Discord, you can ask how to get into the Discord, baby. That's how we roll.
No, I love the Habs. Mes amis, they have Baton. I can't.
That's all you know. Like,
mes amis.
Oui.
You know what my mom used to call me? Le petit croissant. It means you little pig. Le petit croissant.
All right, yeah, get in the Discord, follow on Twitter, like and subscribe and comment on YouTube. Everything helps the show grow. So if you enjoy what you're hearing listening to, I guess I should say, not hearing to, leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple and Spotify, and I'll read it here at the end of the show.
All right, hell yeah. All right, everybody. My name is Talon Jenkins. You can find me at Twitter at Talon_Jenkins94. You can also coincidentally find me going to Montreal in a few weeks. So if I don't come back and you never hear from me, you'll know what happened.
I'm Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and you'll find me hoping that tomorrow goes a lot better than Thursday did. Otherwise, I don't know. You'll find me on the other end of a noose.
How many days do we got till you can start boozing again? What's the count? Can we get a countdown going?
Oh, it's only been 1 week.
30-ish, 33 now?
Oh
yeah.
God, this is
it's
good.
not good. So
Don't worry. I won't go the whole time without drinking. I'll break my fast here and there.
I respect that. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.